Alright, there's all types of welding processes. MIG, TIG, stick, all kinds of them. And sometimes you don't get to pick where you got to weld. Now some of these processes are more catered to outside, some of them are not. Now for the typical welders you're going to use in a smaller fab shop, a little outside rig or something like that, you're typically either going to be using hard wire with gas, C25, or gasless flux, one of the two. Because even in this little garage, in the summertime, I have to put the dead cats on the microphones, and that fan over there kills the sound, and it'll also get your welds. So we're going to do a little simulation of a little bit of breeze when you're trying to weld hard wire with gas and gasless flux core. We've got a little 110 unit here that can run either way. You can either run with the gas or you can run flux core. So we're going to show you a little of both and what happens if you're welding and you get a gust of wind or you get a little breeze. It might surprise you. So I'm just going to turn this on kind of a medium setting. It isn't blowing really hard. You can see that it's moving the paper. But you'll be surprised what just that little bit of a breeze will do to your welds. Alright, so that was just running a little of the gasless flux. And it goes down pretty nice. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can complain about that. You got to get the slag off of it that builds up on it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily suggest using that on sheet metal, but I know there's some that do. And this is really nice if you're, especially if you're welding outside on fences or stuff like that, because you don't got to carry a tank of gas with you. But what if it's really hot in your garage, or you're just trying to get some air, or you got a little job you got to do outside and there's a breeze? Let me show you what can happen with that. Let's get this welder all switched over for gas. Alright, so it's all switched over, and as always, I run a couple test strips just to make sure all my settings are good. So let me show you what's going to happen here. Alright, so first we're going to run this with 25 CFH of gas, and we'll step up to 30 and maybe even 40. And we still have the same little breeze going here where we're going to weld. So you can see the porosity in the weld really bad. Let's flip to 30. And I can tell by the weld that we still got issues. You can see that there's still a ton of porosity. You're not getting good gas shielding. So let's go to 40. Now that's a little better. I don't see much. I can tell when I'm laying it down that it's acting a little erratic. That's a lot of gas, and you wouldn't want to weld like that all day long. You'll go through a bottle of gas in no time. So let's turn it down just a very slight breeze, and let's go back down to 25 CFH. All right, so we've got this down on the low setting, and there's still a little bit of a breeze, not much, but I think we'll be able to get through this. Now that one came out a lot better. Think about that, Inspector Duke. See what that did? We ran a small section with 25, we ran a section with 30, and a section with 40 CFH. Now we did turn the fan down to the lowest setting, and it looks okay. We turned the gas back down to 25 CFH as well. So, and you can see that a little bit of a breeze does make a big difference. I know all you stick welding guys are screaming, but most of the garage fab guys aren't running stick. And the stick you can run inside or out, and it really doesn't matter which way you go. A little bit of breeze doesn't make much of a difference. But if you have some hard to weld stuff that you're having a hard time welding or kind of an impossible situation, check out our friends over here at Rockmount. They make a ton of stuff for hard to weld things. There's a lot of good support that comes along with that. So they're good support of the channel, and if you need all kinds of welding stuff, whether it be filler rods, abrasives, drill bits, all of that, check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. Be careful where you're welding, and check out our Patreon or become a channel member either way. Hope you're enjoying Weld Wednesday. Please share this, and I'll see you here for some equipment that you can do stuff like this with.